On a dark night in Sussex, the traffic cops are feeling the heat.
There's some people in this car, we dragged them out.
And so are some of their customers.
I drive my car and I've been drinking.
There are burning issues on the streets of Eastbourne.
Just tried to ram the dog unit.
A hot pursuit.
You ready? Yeah.
People with money to burn.
At the end of the day, it's counterfeit money.
And youngsters playing with fire.
What a wally. A frustrated kid, he decided to perhaps do something different. A moment of madness on his part.
Down on the south coast, Sussex traffic cops have got a brand new crime-fighting toy. A 150-mile-an-hour VW Golf R32. You have to look very carefully to see it's not a standard Golf. And even more closely to see it's actually a cop car.
It's always nice to get a new, updated, unmarked car.
PC's Chris Story and Mick Dunn are on their way towards Hastings in it, where someone's run off from a car crash.
We've got a fail-to-stop RTC. It's a rather large American Cadillac or something has been driving along this road. Another car, a small blue Fiat Punto, has driven into the back of him. For whatever reason, the driver's driven off and has gone straight into a pub car park, left his car there, and he's running off through the fields to our left here, and he's gone behind the houses towards St Leonard's. So there's a couple of units out looking for him.
The victim got a phone call from a friend. The male is at Peugeot Motorhaven on Bexhill Road.
Just where we are.
The male.
I got it. Hotel Tango 281, we're on scene at that location now.
It's not up there running, is it?
Where?
On the side of the road. See the bloke up there?
Yeah, by the petrol station.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, there's no one here at the Peugeot garage, but it looks like we've got someone running down by the Merco petrol station, just going there now.
Thanks to the unmarked car, the offender's got no idea the cops are coming to get him.
Whether he saw our car turning in, whether he thought we were just going to go and put on the petrol station or what, but suddenly have a bloody copper jumping out on him. Yeah, probably took him back a little bit.
Put your hands down, Sam. I'm just going to handcuff you at the moment.
281 now, one in custody.
Have you been drinking? Yeah. Right, I'm listing you on section 4 of the Road Traffic Act. You don't have to say anything for my own defence, but do not mention when questioning something which let alone quite anything you do say, maybe given as evidence. All right. Let's come stand over here by the railing for a second. You got anything on you shouldn't have at all?
No.
OK. One in custody, section 4, drink drive.
Clapping prisoners in irons is routine practice in Sussex, even when they appear to be perfectly amenable.
Initially, people may be fine, but for no apparent reason, they can just, go in there, and then you've got perhaps, unnecessary trouble on your hands.
You've just been following him all the way,
I've just come in all the way down, and I've just clocked him again.
Oh, so you've seen him before, lost sight of him, seen him again here?
Him again, yeah.
Fantastic.
It's thanks to the witness who saw the accident that the drink driver wasn't able to get away.
All right, then, Paul, if you want to take your seat in the back of this one, mind your head as you get in. OK.
He was very compliant to begin with. Put his hands up to the crash, told me he'd been drinking. I didn't see there was at any point going for a breath test on him at that point.
He clearly thinks he's over the limit. Straightforward section 4 road traffic. He's under arrest. We'll take him up the neck, do a breath test and see how much over he is, if he is. OK, I'll jump in the back with you then.
He's absolutely sweating. He's been running. I don't know whether that at this point is because he's just exhausted himself and he's just happy for a sit down in a police car or what. But he gets in a police car and we have to drive to custody and he's good as gold the whole way there.
Hello, Sarge. This is Paul Collins. He's been involved in a hit-and-run RTC Ravenside roundabout. He's driven to the Bull Inn public house where he's decamped and run off down Bexhill Road. We've stopped him, spoken to him, asked him if he's been drinking. He said to me he has, so he's been detained section 4 road traffic.
Paul Collins is going to be tested on a machine called an intoximeter. It will give an accurate measure of just how much he's been drinking.
Okay, have you been here before?
Yeah.
so you know what goes on.
A cursory search is also part of the routine for all prisoners, but it can sometimes be a delicate issue.
Don't touch me, mate. Ask me.
I'm searching. I've just said to you.
Don't stop.
Look,
handling
don't start creating. I've just asked what type of underwear you've got. I've just said I'm going to search it. All right. I'm going to pull the front of your trousers out so I can see your underwear.
There you go.
I don't want to see the underwear. I want to make sure there's no cords on the underside.
About 2 seconds.
Thank you.
Right.
Got the narc with Mick, who was trying to search him, accusing him of, trying to get near his tackle. Clearly, Mick's got no interest in doing anything like that, but we have to search everyone that comes into custody. It wasn't a strip search or anything like that.
So everybody who comes in here is searched exactly the same way.
No, they ain't.
They are, trust me. They are. Custody is all yours.
Lovely, thank you. He was just obnoxious. There's no point rising to their sort of levels. You've got to remain calm and professional. What I'd like to do, get a really good big lungful of air, okay? Blow long and hard, so I'll tell you to stop, okay? Ready when you are? Keep going, 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 keep going. Lovely, thank you very much.
The intoximeter has confirmed Collins is well over the drink-drive limit of 35 micrograms of alcohol per 100 millilitres of breath.
So nearly 3 times the limit.
He can't be interviewed about what happened earlier until he's completely sober, which means spending some time being banged up.
Right, man, I'm afraid we can't do anything with you for a while. We need to interview you about the matter. I'm afraid you're going to have a period of sleep. It's going to be about 7 hours, 7-8 hours, by the figures you've just supplied. What we need to do is put you into your cell for a little while and interview you later on about the matter.
Yeah, you give a blanket and a mattress and a cup of tea and get your head down or do whatever you want to do. We'll see you later on.
While Collins dries out, PC's Dunn and Story are going to find the owner of the other car involved in the accident. Meanwhile, traffic cops 30 miles away near Lewis have got some more sensitive customers to deal with.
Horse box, 2 horses on board, blocking inside lane.
This time, of the 4-legged variety.
Horses are very unpredictable, they're big animals. If they suddenly flare up, you're not going to be able to hold them down and they can go anywhere, and the last thing you want them to do is go round across the main A27. The cars are travelling at 70 and sometimes more miles per hour.
We had a nice training session, we're just on our way back home to Hickstead.
There was the lady driver of the truck and 5 or 6 sort of horsey ladies in all their riding gear, sitting with the vehicle.
Driving along.
Yeah.
And I thought I heard something or felt something in the engine give.
Right.
And then I just lost power and it just started to slow down.
The vehicle hasn't been involved in an accident. It's only broken down, and the horses inside are still under a tight rein. But it's in a very vulnerable position as there's no hard shoulder, so the cops have to close one of the lanes.
The longer you leave them, the more stressed out they get. So they're all right at the moment, but they start to want food and get impatient, and they're not built to stay on vehicles, really.
The horse box can't be moved with the horses still inside, so until another suitable vehicle comes to transfer them to, it's going nowhere.
We were told it'd be half an hour, and then half an hour went past, and it was another half an hour, and before you knew it, it was getting very dark. And obviously it made it even more sort of dangerous as well.
Please, mate. Right. Hello, mate. Whereabouts is that the motor down there?
Near Hastings, PC Dunn's come to get a statement from the owner of the car hit by the drunk driver he arrested earlier.
Oh dear, much damage?
It's an American classic, a 1972 Dodge Demon.
And the guy got into the back of me, and the strange part about all this is, he was the one that let me into the traffic. I had a fuel leak.
Right.
So I pulled over, I thought, nice one, know what that is, I know exactly where it's coming from. Bang, pulled over, adjustable, boom, 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 that'll get me home, no problems, yeah? So it's literally just dripping, you could just smell the petrol. Great, no problems. Yeah. And the guy who hits me up the bum is the same guy who goes, thank you, mate. Thank you very much. We've driven right down the road, got onto the roundabout. I've checked to the right, everything's cool, no problem. You know it's a busy road anyway, but that's by the by. But there's a lull in the traffic, obviously going the other way. Plenty of time, we've all pulled out. Everyone stopped on the roundabout. Bang, straight to the back of me. I thought, no, don't believe this. Of course, I got out. I wasn't quite as happy as I am now, as you can imagine.
Well, thankfully, I wasn't taking a statement. PC Dunn was. It was his prisoner, so he gets the grotty paperwork that goes with it.
I think I was awfully clumsy of you, mate. So I said to him, my mate, very happy, mate, to be honest with you, in no uncertain terms. Got back in the car again. He said, I'll pull over there. So I've pulled onto the service road, stopped, expecting to see him behind me. No guy.
I think Mick's probably had easier statements.
Bumper, number plate, paint. That's a sore point. That is a really sore point. Believe it or not, the lamp as well, and I think that's about it. So obviously now it's not a case of I've got to have the bumper redone, it's got a dent in it at the bottom. If you look at it really straight, I'm a perfectionist.
No, yeah.
The Demon is one of only 5 in the country.
This chap clearly does take a pride in his car, and the condition of it really was very, very good. So clearly he wasn't happy. So there was a fair bit of damage there, which would take quite a lot of putting right, I should think.
He's insured.
Good for him.
Yeah, so that's not going to be too much of an issue for you.
Now, the strange part about all this is...
You don't want to sound rude, saying, look, can we just get on with this, please?
Things are taking rather a long time on the A27 as well. But at last, another transporter has turned up, so the operation to move the horses can begin.
We had to close both the eastbound and westbound carriageway. You can't close one carriageway because even the sound of the vehicles going past, lorries, will spook the horses.
But it's not going to be an easy ride.
The first horse that was taken off just didn't want to go into the second truck. No matter what, it weren't going to go in. Good. It was obviously a bit sort of shaken up and not sure what was going on.
So sore.
My initial thoughts were this one could bolt because it didn't look happy at all. But eventually they managed to calm it down. Once the first horse had gone in, it sort of realised it was okay and followed it in.
Luckily, the horse hasn't bolted.
Good boy.
So the stable door can now be closed.
Mum, I'll see you later. All right?
You thought it was going to be a boring evening, didn't you?
I thought that was going to be a bit stubborn, that one.
Thank you very much.
Take care, bye-bye.
With the horsing around finished, it's time to reopen the highway. There's a new craze on Britain's streets. Mini motos, miniature replica motorbikes. PC Dunn and PC Andy Smith are on their way to help a colleague who's come across one in Eastbourne.
Like units, some sort of mini motos.
We can have it 165, can we? Yeah. It's not going to have any insurance.
Mini motos look like toys and are often bought as presents by well-meaning parents or grandparents, but they're not toys at all.
People started riding them around thinking that it was okay, but in fact they're still classed as a motor vehicle. They've got an engine. Some of them are actually quite powerful, but they're not road legal. And a lot of these lads, it seems to be, we get some older people as well, are riding them that haven't got the proper licence. Obviously, some of them need a motorcycle licence. They're not insured, and they're riding them on the road.
PC Stevens had stopped this lad hurtling up the road on his mini moto bike.
He's got 59 morning in place on that moto.
Oh, right, OK.
He'd been stopped already riding that vehicle, doing exactly the same thing. So he had already been given a Section 59 warning by other officers a week or 2 weeks earlier.
The cops like to issue Section 59 nuisance warnings to boy racers or mini moto riders as a way of getting their vehicles taken off the road.
What type of driving licence you got?
No, I haven't got one at the moment.
And you?
But in this case, they're going for a Section 165. He's not complying with that part of the Road Traffic Act.
You hold 19. Right, so no licence at all. Right, and obviously no insurance, I would imagine, as well.
Okay. Basically what we're going to do, I'll report you for the offence and no insurance and no driving licence. And we're going to seize your bike, OK, and take it. And that'll probably be the last you see of it, I'd imagine.
Well, it's MOTable because all I have to do is send the number into the DLB and then get the registration.
Time to time, we do get pocket policemen or pocket solicitors, you like to call them, that seem to know the law better than we do.
You can get insured on it.
Oh, right, okay.
It's just a mini version of a road legal bike.
Right. Well, good luck, because if you can get it all sorted and you can claim back, I'll give you a form anyway. Obviously, you've committed the offence here tonight. We're riding down the road on it. They're not designed for that. They're designed for off-road use, yeah? Little private car parks and...
on before.
Right.
It owned it.
Okay.
Before me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a motorbike, yeah?
As you can see from the vehicle, it's not road legal. It's got no lights, no indicators, nothing. It's not made for travelling on the road. It's got no identifiable numbers. So we're going to seize the vehicle, take it away, and he's going to be dealt with for no insurance and not having a driving licence.
I've never seen anybody ride one of those things who can get it road legal and put it on the road. I never say never, I'm sure it can happen. Do you intend to drive in the future? Is your intention to have a car licence or not? So the problem you have now is you're going to get points on the fine, yeah. Moment of madness, eh? Typically, for no insurance, you end up with 6 points, but you can get more, and obviously there's a no licence issue as well. So he could end up with points on a licence before he's even got a licence. No, I'll do the paperwork. You'll get a summons through the post to your grandparents' address. If you get one of those things again, just think twice about using it on the road, yeah? Take it somewhere private and use it. OK then, ta-da. I feel a bit sorry for him, actually. He's probably not a lot different to a lot of young lads out there. You know, he's got himself a lovely toy, he can ride up and down the road, and perhaps hasn't realised what he's doing. But ignorance, I'm afraid, isn't an excuse to law. And if he'd had a serious accident, then he wouldn't have got any backup at all.
Do you want your petrol or oil?
Oh, has he got it in the bag?
Yes, sir. Otherwise, we'll only get left there. We don't really want to have to clear it up.
Right, take care.
The lad's been allowed to keep his fuel and the oil he had with him.
You going to be all right with that?
But the recovery agent has arrived to take his mini bike away. Under his arm.
The driver was strong enough to actually pick the bike up and carry it to the truck and put it on there. We thought it was the end of the matter. Off he went with his can of petrol in his hand, which Mick, my colleague, gave back to him. Rightly so, it's his can, his petrol.
But an angry young man and a can of petrol can be a volatile combination.
Then about 5 minutes later, he put a swastika sign with petrol in the grass and set fire to it. By the time we got there, he'd obviously disappeared.
Was a swastika. What a wally. It wasn't a very good one, but it was clearly obvious that's what it was. There's no point calling Trumpton out for it. It's all burning itself out. It's one of those symbols that anyone can take serious offence at.
It's another moment of madness, witnessed by some kids.
What was he doing, just pouring the petrol on the grass and setting fire to it? Is that what he did? Yeah, he's tried to.
I had a quick search of the football pitch just in case he wasn't hiding in a bush laughing at me. He's obviously had his bike seized by us. He's a little bit upset. Hindsight, shouldn't have let him walk off with his petrol and his oil. But he said to them that he was going to come round here and set fire to the little community centre here. It'd be nice if we can find him again and put him straight on a few matters. Still keep an eye open for him. I was quite happy he wasn't there. There was no damage to the community centre.
But PC Dunn's not going to let it lie. Any sympathy he might have had has gone up in flames.
I'd like to find a little so-and-so. I'll have him in.
Would you?
Yeah.
What, a bit of singed grass?
A little trawl around the estate has turned up trumps.
That was him, just got through there. Stop, stop, stop. He was down the bottom end of the road we'd stopped him riding in. And he's walking up towards us. And on seeing or recognising our car, he's ducked down an alleyway. Can I ask you your name?
Yeah, Ben. Yeah, you just stopped me.
All right, mate. You're under arrest on Section 4 Public Order Act. You don't have to say anything, mate, on defence. Do not mention any questions, something to later on in court.
Why?
I believe you just burnt a swastika into the field.
No.
Well, OK. The information I've got...
Do you really think I'd be stupid enough to do that?
Honestly, yes.
What, after being stopped on my bike?
Yep, absolutely, sunshine. OK, let's go back down to the car.
The suspected fire starter's now going to be hit with another section of the law.
Yeah, well, I found our lad with a mini moto. I got him in custody, section 4A, the old racial for the swastika, one in custody.
When you've been doing this job a few years, you get a bit of a sixth sense, and not many other people walking around with cans of petrol.
Got anything on you shouldn't have, Ben?
No. What I've done was bought a lighter from the SA because that's all what he was serving me. Went to Tesco.
You're very sweaty. You've been running?
No.
Bit out of breath, aren't you, sunshine? You're nervous?
Yeah.
Why nervous?
Basically, I'm getting done for something I didn't do because I am not stupid enough.
Well, you've been named to me by people up round from the corner.
Up round the corner?
Yep, next to the field. Witnessed you do it. They gave me your name and said it was the lad off the bike we'd just stopped.
He's a frustrated kid. Some may go down and smash a window. He's obviously got a can of petrol in his hand. He's decided to perhaps do something different.
Right. Wait for a van, take him away, book him in, take it forward from there.
Once again, the prisoner's been shackled, but this time there's a problem.
Just let you know, right, that my hand is coming out of this handcuff because...
That's very honest of you to say. Don't take your hand out of the handcuff. Oh, OK, you've done it now.
It's literally, it was down to my knuckles.
Step out.
It's down to my knuckles.
That's me being too nice, giving you too much room of movement in there, isn't it?
I should have just kept my mouth shut, to be honest.
Well, yeah, you could have.
I don't really like them on.
Don't you?
No.
Well, very honest gentleman. While you're in the honest frame of mind, is there anything else you want to tell me about? No, not being that honest then. No.
Most people wouldn't say a word until they're running down the road with their hands out of their cuffs, and that's the last we see of them.
I have to say, it's not often I get asked to tighten handcuffs up. All right then, Ben.
Back on.
Take a seat again.
I was going to ask you, but I just thought I'd let you know that it was...
No, it's very kind of you, thank you. The honesty of this lad was quite impressive. Made me chuckle.
It's going to be donuts all round back at the police station, courtesy of PC Dunn.
If it's a minor gaff, yeah, you buy the cakes. Right then, fella, if you want to step out for me, we'll chuck you in another motor. There's a bit more room. Hello, people, thank you very much. If you want to just take a seat in there for a second.
The lad's going to be questioned at the police station about the burning swastika.
All right, you all right to transport him? We'll follow you up then.
Yeah, no, it's
Right, beautiful. He's been searched. He's only got a couple of lighters on him in his back pocket, but he's got nothing else, no weapons or nothing.
Okay.
Right, and we'll meet you up at custody.
Can you just make sure?
It's all in your pocket. I haven't taken anything off. It's all in your pockets. I'll see you at the other end. All right then, people. Thank you very much. And obviously putting a swastika onto the football pitch can be construed by so many different people for so many different things. We have no idea who lives up round there. Could be Jewish family. I mean, we just don't know.
It's just gone 11 p.m. And on the other side of Eastbourne, traffic cops PC Trevor Scott and PC Steve Wilson are also on a quest to find people being a nuisance.
Just basically went into the local McDonald's area where a lot of what we call the boy racers hang about to see if there were any there that we could perhaps go and have a chat with.
But something else has caught their eye in the car park.
I saw a white Mercedes Sprinter van and it was clearly overloaded.
It's worth a closer look.
I don't know, should we have a look?
Yeah.
The weighty van can barely get over the speed bumps.
There's no way that anybody could drive that type of van and not know that they are so overloaded that the rear step's only a few inches off the ground.
I'll try and stop him before he gets out on the road.
PC Scott's going to check what's weighing on the van driver's mind. But the driver's got other ideas.
We tried to stop him just before he gets back out onto the main road. Clearly lit up with blue lights.
He's definitely failing to stop. Yeah, call it in, mate.
I've moved over to the side of the road so that he can get a good view of me. He then brakes hard.
Trying to make us go at the back of him. Let's Tango 203.
Yeah, Birch Road, Eastbourne, round by the Ford garage, just off Ridge Drove. Yeah,
Stopping a vehicle like this is not going to be easy. The cops urgently need help.
I know there's some other Tango units at the base. Can we call one of those out, please? They can assist.
Any other units to assist Birch Road past stop?
I then think, no, that's too much. I'm going to come back off of him now, allow him a bigger gap, because the last thing I want to do is hit him up the backside.
Left, southbound towards the MFI roundabout.
We have got to be in a position where we can safely stop this vehicle without causing any problems to any other members of the public or danger to ourselves.
Fortunately, this is a quiet part of town. The danger is that he heads for somewhere busier.
The speed is 50 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour. The road is dry, very little traffic on the road.
He's clearly aware of we're behind him, the speed that he's travelling and the manner he's driving. There's obviously something in the van that he's trying to hide.
Whoever he is, the driver's not local. He doesn't know where he's going.
He's going to a dead end, Steve.
Yeah, be careful. He's going to come back on us. Stand by. Single male occupant.
More cops have arrived, to the driver's annoyance.
Tried to just ram the GP coming towards it.
The plan is to get other officers to ambush the van on the road ahead with a stop stick to blow its tyres out.
We're at Loftus Road now. Sovereign Centre. Tango 27, back in the roundabout by Sewage Works, and it's straight on onto the other small roundabouts.
Front wheel come right up off the ground. It was probably a good 8 or 9 inches off the ground. For the weight, he's doing 40 miles an hour and a 30.
Tango 27, we're back out left onto Prince William Parade, heading westbound. Roger. Tango 27, braking hard for the roundabout. Stand by.
The driver's getting more and more desperate.
Tango 27, wrong side of the roundabout,
Trying
down.
anything to shake off the chasing cops.
It's a split decision you have to make. Should I follow him or should I go round the roundabout the correct way? Because I don't want to have a crash involving another member of the public where I've gone the wrong way round the roundabout.
Tango 27, continuing Willingdon Drove, westbound. Just tried to ram the dog unit, coming eastbound, over. Tango 27, now tried to ram a member of the public. Do we have this third traffic vehicle coming?
The van driver's 1 moment away from disaster. The desperate situation calls for a desperate measure.
The control room inspector then eventually gives us authorisation to use tactical contact, which basically means to, when it's safe to do so, to ram the vehicle.
Still Willingdon Drove, coming up to the Bannington roundabout, stand by. Be careful, mate.
Ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Tango 27, contact made.
At 32 miles an hour, bearing in mind the van was travelling as well, so it was probably only a sort of 10-15 mile an hour tap. I've never done it before. I was surprised that we were given the authorisation to use that manoeuvre. I was unaware at that stage that the inspector was completely unaware that it was a fully laden, long wheelbase, high top Mercedes Sprinter van that weighed so much more than our BMWs. We had no other options. There wasn't a third traffic car. If we'd got 3 traffic cars and tried to box that vehicle on the dual carriageway, the chances are 3 very expensive police cars would have been very badly damaged because he would have failed to stop. He would have just rammed us out of the way. But it worked. It was at that point we found out that the driver was disqualified from driving, that it was a stolen vehicle and the number plates had been stolen from a vehicle in London. We opened the side doors of the van to see that it was completely chock-a-block full of boxes and boxes of hair products.
If the thief hadn't been so greedy, the hair-raising chase wouldn't have begun in the first place.
If it hadn't have been overweight, the chances are we would have never even looked at it.
The lad suspected of lighting up a swastika in a playing field has arrived at the police station.
Originally stopped by an Eastbourne unit for driving on a mini moto, Millfall Drive. He was dealt with by us for that offence.
He may not be the brightest spark, but he's smart enough not to admit to anything.
In my mind, it was obvious. You know, I'd let him walk off 20 yards away from, with a can of petrol and oil, and literally 20 yards away on a football pitch, and there was no one else around at that point of night.
there's a fire set. And then I catch him in the same road 10 minutes later after he's run off, sweating, and he's just told me he's been to the Texaco petrol station to buy a lighter. It just doesn't take a genius to work out it was him, but it's 100% proof, and I didn't have it.
If there's one thing that is 100% sure, then it's the fact that some people who drink are always going to risk driving. PC's Clive Hallett and Mark Boterville are being called to an accident involving a driver who, according to an eyewitness, has had a few too many for the road.
You always have thoughts go through your mind about what you're going to find when you get there.
Let's go one vehicle RTC, veered across the carriageway and let's hit a sign.
It's definitely on the little road rather than the 24.
Yeah, 281. So, up to the roundabout.
The crash involves a single vehicle that's come off worst in an argument with a large and very sturdy road sign.
As we pulled up to the scene, I recognised a PC from Crawley who was off duty, who'd witnessed it all.
We followed him from the 24 on the roundabout,
yeah,
and he was all over the road,
yeah,
like weaving.
Yeah.
He just missed the turn for the...
Where's he come from then? So he's come which way?
Coming southbound on the 24.
Yeah.
He's literally just about missed the turn, and then he's just pulled in at the last minute to come up the slip road.
Up the slip road, yeah.
And then he's come round the roundabout.
Yeah.
And he's just come straight across and smacked
what,
into
off the bend there sort of thing?
Yeah,
cut across.
Come across. You can actually see the way he's come across. He's just missed that car. Just missed it.
So you saw the whole thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We were following behind. And then he's smacked straight into
Which guy is it? This guy here?
It's the guy on his knees.
Guy in the blue?
He's bit his lip, he's got a cut lip.
Oh dear.
The man's had a narrow escape, crossing the dual carriageway and only hitting the sign.
Hello, mate.
Sorry, sir.
Sorry?
Sorry, it's not good enough.
Oh, it's a bit too soon for sorry.
It is, really, isn't it?
What's your first name?
Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah. He was wearing a seatbelt. He says he hasn't got any chest pains from it. I think he can remember most things that have happened. Obviously, your colleague can give you far more details than I can.
Kevin, why are you on your knees?
Because I'm a real twat.
Why are you a real twat?
Why? Because I decided to drive my car and I've been drinking, so...
Okay. How long ago did you have your last drink?
About 2 hours ago.
2 hours ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Believe me, you.
Believe me, you.
You might as well arrest me because my career's over.
The driver was, albeit very drunk, was very honest with us as well. He certainly wasn't hiding the fact that he'd had a skinful.
There's no point even doing that.
You don't think so?
No.
I agree with you.
Even do with that.
Okay.
I'm just a complete dick.
Okay.
You know, I'll admit to it.
What, being a complete dick?
Yeah, being utter twat.
Okay. Well, at this moment, I'm arresting you. I suspect you of being unfit through drink or drugs.
No worries. Do you want to...
Do I need to?
I don't know. Do you need...
Have you got anything on you you shouldn't have?
I shouldn't have anything on me. I've just been a complete dickhead. Just follow the instructions, I would. Yeah, I'm just following the instructions. I don't know if you want to arrest me.
Come with us this way. We'll sit you in the car. Is it your car?
It is my car, yeah.
That's a good start.
Mate, I'll tell you, I've been a complete...
Okay.
Right,
just be careful.
I really forgot doing this. I've been a complete... I've ruined my career.
What'd you do? What'd you do for a living?
I drive for a living as well.
Do ya?
Yeah, and I've gone and ruined everything, yeah.
He was fairly emotional, probably due to the drink and the realisation of what had occurred, and realising that he'd gone in between two cars travelling in the opposite direction. He was very lucky when he's hit that sign to have hit it on the passenger side rather than the driver's side, and that it didn't collapse on top of him.
I just ruined everything.
Okay, have a seat in there. He was feeling sorry for himself. He was worried about the consequences of what he'd done. He was very lucky there was nobody else involved. Yeah, could we advise custody that we've got one in en route?
You live and learn, don't you, really?
Absolutely. No, I didn't take pity on him at all, really. The fact that he was being honest with us is always helpful, but I still maintain the fact that he's drink driving.
He got out of the car straight away and said, I'm stupid. That's what you get when you drink and drive.
I don't think we'll ever understand what goes through people's minds or why they do what they do.
Back in Eastbourne, PC Scott and PC Wilson have resumed their mission to crack down on the local ne'er-do-wells. And they're in luck. They've spotted a carload of them.
Without stereotyping, they were young, hoodie type characters that just purely looked like they were up to no good. A short distance away was PC Cook and PC Rogers. They too saw the same car and were turning round as we approached them.
Go, go, go.
And between us, we stopped it. The car reeked of cannabis.
Right, it stinks of cannabis in here. Right, so I'm going to search all under the Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act anyway. Right, if any of you got drugs on it, it's best to put your hands up and say you've got it on you now. Right, anybody got any drugs? It's all gone, is it?
Yeah. I certainly thought that we were going to find a huge amount of cannabis in that car.
Just stay in the back there for me for a minute. Do you want to, can you just take this outer jacket off for me? Once I've searched you, I'll give you a form that you can have.
The car was searched, as was every person individually.
They haven't found a huge quantity of drugs, but the cops have found a large quantity of pound coins.
Where'd they all come? Where'd they all come from then?
Ladbrokes.
Ladbrokes?
Searched the driver. He had quite a quantity of money on him.
It was quite a bit. It got 400 quid. Why have you that much money?
Eminence of cannabis in there, isn't there?
No, that was tobacco.
That, what, your fags with green stuff in it. Well, I'm not silly, am I?
There was only a very, very small spliff, half a spliff found in the car, which had obviously been smoked anyway.
The old bill have also found an old bill.
Seriously, that's just a little shitty note that someone gave me the other day.
It's a fake.
You knew you had it on you? Yeah, of course I did. That's why it was in the side of it. I was like, went in my money pile, was it? It was in the side there. Obviously, just like stuck it in there. Right.
Well, at the end of the day, it's counterfeit money, right? Yeah. It is an offence to have it on you.
I know, but look at
a lot of money that needs checking.
Right, that's fine. But I'm saying, look at the note. It's not exactly like who's going to take that in the right mind?
Where it stands at the moment, right, I'm arresting you on suspicion of possession of counterfeit money.
It was quite clearly a dodgy note. It almost looked cardboard-like, and as if it was one that perhaps they were using to print off of.
Now PC Scott is worried that more of the lads' money might be counterfeit, even the brass in their pockets.
I'll put it in my hand. Do you know how much you got there?
About £39.
Okay, all we're going to do is...
I've got a jar.
Have you? Is that it, all of it?
He's going to check it all.
All we're going to do is have a quick look at it and make sure all the coins are genuine.
I asked him to account for that. He said that he'd been betting on horses that evening, and that's how he was paid out.
It's usually quite bizarre, really, to have this amount of pound coins in your pocket. The lad said that he's basically changed them up from notes to pound coins, which is bizarre. You normally do it the other way round. Unless, of course, he's changed it for counterfeit money, given counterfeit money out and got pound coins back for it, which is a possibility. They've done a bit of gambling, but he said he's changed these up to pound coins from £20 note and 2 tenors at the co-op store. So.
While the lads count the cost of being pulled over, the cops have got other plans.
We decided to go and carry out a search on the driver's home address. Just one, to see if there was any other counterfeit money at his address, and secondly, to see whether there were any drugs that would suggest that he was dealing in.
Hello, Mum. Christopher's just been arrested.
Christopher hasn't got a printing press knocking out forged tenors in his bedroom.
I spoke to Mum, just sort of filled Mum in on what's happened. Searched his bedroom. That's the only place I'm really interested in. Nothing was found. Nothing of sort of any relevance really to what he's been arrested for. No drugs paraphernalia even. So we're taking him to cells and interview him and see what he has to say for himself. According to Mum, he's got a bit of a gambling habit, which may or may not account for his cash, but that's something he can bring up in interview should he have one, so we'll take it from there.
The main cause of single vehicle accidents is excess alcohol. the man who crashed his car into a road sign has been brought to the police station in Horsham to find out exactly how much he's been drinking.
He was a good 15 miles from home. From where he had the crash, it would have been single carriageway country roads all the way. I think he was lucky that he crashed where he did.
Do you understand why you've been arrested? Yes. I'm satisfied the arrest is lawful. The reason you've been arrested is so that we can put you on our breath machine here. Yeah. There's also a possibility that you may have to be interviewed. Do you want to speak to a solicitor?
I'm guilty as hell, really.
It's completely up to you whether you want to speak to a solicitor. I need to put down a yes or no for now, but you can go on the machine and see what you've learned. You can still change your mind. I'll put yes for a duty solicitor, okay? Is there anyone you'd like us to inform that you've been arrested? I mean, it's know where you are.
Best inform my mum, obviously.
Yeah?
Just let her know where I am.
Okay. Your mum.
Quite sweet, really, the way he wanted to speak to his mum.
This way?
If I was in his shoes, I wouldn't want to contact anyone, to be honest.
Go to the right.
Although he was drunk, he was quite cooperative and quite chatty, so I was confident that he'd be able to blow on the machine when we got to the police station.
One stupid bloody thing.
You need to take a deep breath, keep blowing at that pace, don't drop off, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. Well done. 103 and 108. He'd blown almost 3 times the limit. He was very, very drunk. And in the morning, he probably wouldn't remember most of what had happened.
Despite being crying drunk, he's able to be wise after the event.
Don't ever drink and drive. Not even 1 pint.
Not worth it, is it?
It's not worth it, no. I've just lost my job. I've lost everything.
It's the alcohol that gives them the emotion, and then when they're sober, they go back to reality.
You just leave your shoes outside there for us. Yeah. Okay, there's some more tissues up there for you. All right, fella. Cheers, mate.
A night in the cell might be a crying shame, but it could have ended in so much more than just tears.
He's gone across the central reservation and in between 2 cars travelling in the opposite direction in a 70-mile-an-hour speed limit. He's been very, very lucky. They've been very, very lucky. And like he says, he's just glad no one else has been hurt.
Another serious incident has been reported to the north of the county. It's on the A23 at Handcross Hill, a notorious spot where 10 people died in Sussex's worst ever road accident in 1906.
There's 2 vehicle RTC, one of the cars is on fire.
All that's known is that a vehicle is ablaze and the dual carriageway is blocked. The fire brigade will definitely be needed this time. PC Boterville and PC Hallett are urgently needed too.
The biggest concern is people being trapped. I've known of car fires and vehicle fires where people have been trapped, and the sound of it and the smell of it is horrendous. Hotel Tango 407. Go on, mate, floor it. Yeah, we've got to go all the way around. 407, for information, RTC is south of Handcross, south of the Slugham. There is a paramedic unit on scene. The vehicle is well alight so far. We'll be on scene shortly. Queuing traffic has not made it back to Slugham turn off yet, but just for any other unit attending, especially fire brigade, just to proceed with caution.
It was a new experience for me to see something like that when we turned up. The initial reaction was just sort of, it was horrific, really.
Holy schmoly, look at that. Often to see that.
Not very often, certainly not on this road.
The fire was so large and so spectacular, almost took your breath away, really.
Straight across the road, mate, but leave enough room for the fire brigade to get through. Yeah, it's southbound, opposite the forefront car sales, the old Little Chef. We were both a bit shocked at how severe the flames were. The old adrenaline does pump, there's certainly no question about that. I'll just find out if everyone's out first, mate. You just click into that mode of doing what you've been trained to do. I don't know why. I picked up the fire extinguisher out the back of the car, and that would probably put out a small little bonfire that's about a foot high. but you never know, it might do something. I remember leaving it on the central reservation.
It's quickly apparent nobody is trapped in the burning car.
Hello, is everyone out?
Everyone's out now, yeah.
Right.
I'm the driver of the one at the back.
Okay. Who have we got at the other side?
There's some people in this car, we dragged them out.
Okay.
She's breathing and everything.
Where is she?
She's on the floor with a paramedic.
Okay. Mark, if you keep... No, everyone's out. Keep all of this lot down by the van, just in case anything goes up. Yeah. Can you go with my colleague over there? All right. Hello, sir.
Please.
Yes?
Oh, yeah. My sister got hurt.
Okay, who are you? What car were you in? That one
That's
there?
my car. I was parked
Okay.
out helping my cousin.
That's all right.
And my sister was in the other car.
Okay, can I ask you to go and stand down there, and I'll come to you in a moment.
Okay.
All right?
My sister's up there.
That's right, I'm going to go up and see her now. I understand she's with the paramedic?
Thank you.
Yeah?
The man's sister was in the car when it was struck from behind. Amazingly, she's been pulled from the wreckage and is still alive.
She was the only person, thankfully, who was injured. It's a big relief having a paramedic there. I was expecting her to have some burns, and I was so glad that she didn't.
Just the head, you can see swollen on her mouth and the whole.
Were you with her all the time?
No, we were just behind.
We knew she'd been knocked unconscious, and they dragged her out the car. Okay, brilliant, thank you. Everyone's out the car, so it's just that we need to make safe to get the paramedic through, because this is the only injured party.
Right, yeah, well...
407, at the moment we only have one injured party, which is possibly serious but not life-threatening at this time.
Excuse me, mate.
I was trying to stop people going forward to have a look, just for safety reasons, and try and also corral some witnesses together so we didn't lose any evidence.
The driver of the burning car had broken down at a point where again there was no hard shoulder on the dual carriageway. He'd got his wife and baby out and into his cousin's car before his vehicle was struck from behind by a large 4x4, with his cousin's sister still inside.
I just saw him coming.
Who?
The truck, the jeep.
4x4, yeah?
4x4, we just see him coming. Me and my cousin, we just have a time to move.
Okay.
And my cousin, was still on the passenger side.
Right.
So it just knocked out and they hit my car and that car.
Okay.
Is everybody accounted for?
Yeah, but we need to find the driver of the Jeep.
Right, that's not a problem.
Okay, so if you do that, I've got the others here. You've got two vehicles on the side of the road, one of them broken down, the other one trying to help.
Yeah.
And the Jeep driver's come up the hill and shoved them up the rear.
The driver of the Jeep has had a remarkable escape. It's a 70-mile-an-hour stretch of dual carriageway and it's unlit.
That's the first major accident I've had.
Yeah? You got a bit of a cut in your head?
Yeah, I went forward and the screen coming. I was doing about 65, 70 mile an hour because obviously you didn't see it. You see this stuff on the road all the time, and then when you're involved in one, you don't realise how bad it is, do you?
Tango 407. Tango 407.
Well, I go up and down the motorway all the time and see stuff like this, and you don't think it ever going to happen to you, do you?
Sorry?
You go up and down the motorway all the time and you don't think it ever going to happen to you, do you?
Absolutely.
He gave me a very brief account of what happened, which obviously helps us build up a picture.
Because obviously I couldn't get near the girl because obviously the family was upset.
Yeah,
I was on the phone to like you guys, and they wanted me to like make sure she was alright for splinting and stuff. I said I can't get near the girl, and the boy was coming up round and round. I said, look, take my phone and talk to the people on the phone and get to your sister. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought just sort her out first.
He was in quite a talkative mood, possibly a little bit of shock.
PC Boterville's breathalyzing the man to make sure it's not alcohol as well that's making him chatty.
Deep breath. Chew mouth around there and keep blowing till I tell you to stop. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, stop.
They're bad because I'm out of breath then.
He hasn't been drinking.
Yep, lovely. Take the tube off the top.
No
That's
problem.
yours.
Souvenir?
Absolutely.
No, you know, I know you have to do all this, but I've never, if I ever have a drink, I don't touch the car. It's just not worth it. You know, not only do you lose your licence, you lose your livelihood and everything.
Yeah.
The injured woman, who was in the process of taking the last few belongings out of the broken down car, incredibly has survived the 65-mile-an-hour collision and the subsequent fire, suffering only a broken jaw.
So there's just one person in it at the time of the crash, right?
Two people stood outside.
That's the person who's injured.
That's who's put slight injury.
Slight injury?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
I think it's a miracle actually.
Right, okay.
So she's ended up there. They've managed to drag her out because they couldn't open the door at first.
Okay.
Child is fine.
Yeah.
Occupants of this one are fine. Just obviously completely shaken up.
How many?
There were only two in it at the time. The two males, one driver of each car, were outside.
So they left the wife in the car behind.
So it's very, very lucky, very lucky. A burning vehicle has a lot of hazards in it. A lot of things are carcinogenic, and a lot of things do explode. No serious injuries, only a slight injury, but they're just questioning an injury to the lady's face where she may have hit the steering wheel or the dashboard. Because she was in the process of getting out of the car, she wasn't seatbelted. So she's very, very lucky.
It's one of those little life's little miracles, shall we say.
It always amazes me how you can turn up at a particular crash and someone could be fatally wounded in it, yet the actual impact doesn't lend itself to you to believe that could happen. But then you could go to one where a vehicle rolls several times and then people walk out of it. And if your time is up, I think your time is up.
In the cold light of day, it was found that the driver of the Jeep was to blame for the accident, despite the car he hit being broken down on the carriageway. He was disqualified from driving and fined £565 for driving without due care and attention. The driver who ran into the Dodge Demon before trying to run away was found guilty of drinking and driving and was jailed for 4 months and disqualified from driving for 3 years. The driver who ran into a signpost, who was also guilty of being on the Demon drink whilst at the wheel, was disqualified from driving for 2 years and given a 12-month supervision order. The man who tried to steal £10,000 worth of hair products had another very bad hair day when he appeared in court. The judge sentenced him to 3 years in prison. The lad with the very bad fake tenner had it taken away without any compensation and was given a police caution in return. And the lad who had his mini motorbike taken away was fined £200 for riding it without insurance. He was not charged with singeing the grass on the playing field, though.